Welcome to the 90th Minute Whistle podcast. I'm Mario. I'm here with my co-host Leon.
Hello, everyone.
All right, so for today's episode, we're just going to review just the international break and go get into some of the games this weekend. The season is starting to feel like it's in season now. The first few weeks are gone, and we kind of a feel of what the teams are. And we want to see how the new signings to adapt and all of that stuff. Uh, what have you learned from this international break so far? And don't spend half an hour about
Well, why should I? It's the best thing to look at. But fine, I will not even start with Germany first.
No, you can't say. I mean, you can start there if you want to, but, like don't spend the entire
Um,
time.
okay. And this might come off a bit harsh to the English fans, but again, this to me, and this is just my personal opinion here, this international break has taught me that Gareth Southgate has outlived this time as English manager. And today they were winning against Poland up until the 92nd minute, right? Now you have 5 subs at an international level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Southgate did not make not one change for 90 minutes. And the match ended up finishing without making a change. And Poland scored. It was 1-1. And this Polish team isn't even that good of a Polish team when you compare to previous Polish teams.
Yeah, they don't have much
right?
depth. They have certain individual players here and there, but they don't have the depth that other Polish teams have.
They don't have the depth.
Yeah, so let me just explain to the fans. Krejcinoviak is getting older, and he was never a creative. He's a defensive midfielder. And his highest point in his career was when he was at City. Every move after that was terrible. And he's now one of the best midfielders in the Russian league, but it's Russia. Glick. Glick's high point of his career was winning the league on with Monaco. And before that, he was with the Torino team that used to finish in the Champions League and Europa League places. After he left Torino, he went to a Champions League club at the time, Monaco, and won league on as the leader at the back when Mbappe won the title. That is the high point of his career. Everything since then has been downhill.
So and that's what I'm looking at,
And they don't have Grosicki anymore.
No, they don't. And there was another, there was a winger that they had back in the day.
Grosicki. You sure not Grosicki?
And he played for Dortmund.
Oh, you thought Blaszczykowski.
Yes, Blaszczykowski, yes.
Kuba. And they had Piszczek at right back at the time, who was Dortmund.
Exactly. So, like I said, this isn't even that good of a Polish team, right?
And Szczesny, give me a second. Szczesny was a younger keeper back then, but Poland had a wealth of goalkeepers when Szczesny was good. So you couldn't start at the time. Mm-hmm. I know Szczesny's world class now, so you only have 2 world class players in the squad and 2 guys who used to be at a high level and are not so much anymore, and then a bunch of young guys who are really just trying to make their names.
Figure it out, basically.
Yeah.
So that's basically what it is now. And I look at it and say to myself that, when you look at England performances, and I speak to English fans, and, Southgate created a unit. He created a proper national team, where before English football tribalism ripped the national team apart. Now he has created a unit of players. But I feel Southgate, he had a press conference where he said that, do you call Chelsea boring when they're playing with a back 5? And I'm like, is this man watching football? Chelsea isn't boring. Tuchel philosophy is we defend with 5 and attack with 5. But in England's case, they're not even following Tuchel's philosophy in how to play the ball. You're basically being ultra defensive and looking to hit teams on the counter, score that one goal.
Hold on. Yeah, I want to add to your point. And hope that your world-class player, Harry Kane, scores a magnificent goal. And just like today,
exactly.
Kane's goal was not only out of nowhere. Szczesny saw it late because he hit it with the knuckle of his foot. It's called the knuckleball technique. You see from Cristiano
Yep.
Ronaldo when he used to take free kicks. It's a knuckleball technique. One of the strange things about the knuckleball technique is that it looks like a regular hard drive, but the ball bends away from the keeper at the last second.
Yes, it bends
That's
away.
yeah.
Or sometimes it even has that little dip motion. That if
Exactly.
you think it's going over, then just dips right
Exactly.
behind
And,
the keeper.
and that's the strength of the knuckleball technique. It's almost like a drive. David Luiz has more of the driving free kicks, where it's just a straight hard drive.
Yeah, that's a
Most
straight hard. Yeah.
most of the left footers in football use the curve, which is like the Leo Messi, Ian Robin. Those guys use a curve free kick, which is where they bend it around the wall and the goalkeeper and try to maybe get it into the top corner. But CR7 made the knuckleball technique very special. And now everybody and their grandma is standing up at the ball, taking a deep breath. But one of the things Harry Kane has done is during play, he can hit the knuckleball, which is what he did today from range. So unless a Harry Kane comes up with a moment of brilliance and then we defend it out for the 90 minutes, England cannot play football.
And this is where I've always disagreed with so many persons, especially England fans, because I said to myself that you have this plethora of attacking talent. Let them go. Just let them play. Because player for player, the talent in this England squad, the depth in this England squad can rival any national team.
It should.
Just let them play. And persons will point, but look at that. We scored 4 against this and that. When you watch the matches, you realize that it's not a blowout. It's mistakes by keepers, mistakes by defense. You're not cutting open teams.
First and foremost,
teams are basically gifting you goals.
First and foremost, if you're boasting about a 4-0 from Andorra, a team who just recently got allowed to be called a national team. Because again, a lot of these smaller countries who were just seen as sovereign nations, they were not allowed to register as national football teams. A lot of these North Macedonia, Liechtenstein, like a lot of these.
You don't even have enough population to fill a stadium.
Exactly. Do not show off that you're beating Andorra 4-0. The fuck? Like, come on, bro.
And I saw today that the English FA wants to give Southgate a new contract. And I said this to you off your and says, what's going to happen in England? They are going to look at the World Cup and the US performances and think that, they're moving forward. But what they will not look at is who have you beaten to get to those stages.
Get there. Exactly.
Right? And you are in an era where most national teams are transitioning. Right? You beat a Germany team that was one of the worst German teams in living memory for a very long time. A German team that needed a complete rethink tactically. Right?
Coach, everything.
So they were the only good team that you beat.
Also,
finals.
Going back to the World Cup.
That German team ain't even good.
Going back to even the World Cup, you are the easiest part, and then when you actually face
you lost to the 2 good teams that you played. You lost against Belgium and you lost against Croatia.
Exactly. So the two matches where you actually faced big teams, you lost. And then even Italy in the final of the team. Italy wasted a lot of chances. They could have scored. They could have scored a lot more. It shouldn't have gone to extra time. And here's a problem that England is going to face at the next World Cup. These teams are no longer transition. Argentina has transitioned out of the golden generation. Brazil is now transition. I've been watching Germany for the past couple of days, and yes, they have not played great competition, but you can see that there's a change now and that they're comfortable in their system now. And these young guys that they have playing together are a group. So Germany aren't going to be like they were at the Euros at the World Cup. I don't think they will. And even if Germany doesn't win the next World Cup, they're not going to perform. They're going to perform more like the 2010, 2040. 2010 Germany. That's what I'm looking for at the World Cup. I'm looking at a 2010 Germany where they're there but not there yet.
A coach said, Dragilo said that this German team will mature in 2026.
Oh yeah,
that was his prediction.
That's a sound prediction. That's a sound prediction. That's a sound prediction. Not only in players' age, but an experience, but just overall, this team being a group for that long. So it was just like the Ozil and the guys transition between 2010 and 2014. At 2010, they were the hot young guys coming into the European teams. Ozil leaving Werder Bremen to Madrid. Or at least at least at the time, Ozil was starting to be looked at by teams like Real Madrid. He was at Werder Bremen at the time. Kroos was still like the young, hot central midfielder to replace Schweinsteiger for Bayern. Muller was the young guy.
Not Schweinsteiger, yo. It was
Kroos
and Schweinsteiger coming out.
No. What I'm saying is no. Schweinsteiger was before. Was still a lot. A good one.
Schweinsteiger came into the team with Lam and Muller.
No. Muller and Kroos came in long after those guys. Remember not? You had Schweinsteiger. No. Remember not? You had Schweinsteiger.
Louis van Gaal brought up Lam and Schweinsteiger. That was under Van Gaal that they were playing.
No,
because the manager after Van Gaal that brought
Kroos and Muller were in one generation. Remember, there was a team that Bayern had with Podolski, Schweinsteiger, Ballack, and I'm missing someone. I think it was Mario Gomez was still at Stuttgart at the time. I think it was Luca Toni you had up front for Bayern. Sorry, Pizarro. You had Pizarro up front. No, not Pizarro. Mackay, the Dutch guy, Mackay. That team that Bayern had with Mackay up front, the Dutch forward, who couldn't really get game over Van Nistelrooy, but Mackay was a world-class striker, and you had Podolski, and at the time Schweinsteiger was one of your other wingers. This was before he even came into central. Under Van Gaal, Alarm was there at the time. Under Van Gaal is when those guys started to be like the official like new Bayern. And then of course he brought up Muller and Kroos. But there was a Bayern team with Mackay, Ballack, Schweinsteiger as a winger, Podolski as a forward / winger, and Lam was basically a fullback who could be played anywhere on the field. Then you had the Kroos and Muller coming in under Van Gaal. So
it's but all right. Seeing that you went to Germany,
yeah,
I remember. Yes, it was Jupp Heynckes who brought up Kroos. Yes, I was trying to remember who did it. Yes, I was trying to remember. Anyways, yeah. When you think about this German team right now, when I look at this German team, and you've sat and listened to my rants about how my national team is. I don't like where they're heading. Like you've listened to the rants, it's not you're no stranger.
Yeah, but I didn't understand why, because the team is transitioning, and transition periods are very slow in football. Not everybody transitions and gets it right. And I've said this to you before. Look at every team that has won the World Cup. When Brazil won in 2002, they thought that generation would have swept teams for years to come. Didn't happen. Look how long it took before Italy's golden generation won the actual World Cup.
Yeah, but you see, I'm not really speaking about the golden generation.
No, what I'm saying is that most of these teams who have done great successfully, meaning right after they win a World Cup, look at what Italy was doing after that 2006 World Cup. Yes, they went to a Euros final in 2012?
Mm-hmm.
That's 6 years later. They didn't have a great deal of success leading up to that. And then even after that, they got even worse. To the point where they couldn't make it to a World Cup. To the point where we were talking about an Antonio Conte team that the most impressive thing about this Italian team was that it's untalented and it went far. You shouldn't be saying that about Italy. The Dutch,
I get that. I'm just saying overall, for me personally, right?
Yeah.
And I said this to you. It's not that I was I can understand transitions, right? And we've transitioned 2006, 2010, and we got to a semifinal, right? I said to you that when German teams transition, right, we transition while being successful. We transition while challenging for titles, right? We've never gone a spell where we are not contenders.
Challengers, at least, but that's what I'm saying to you.
This was our first spell that we dropped out of the World Cup, right? Euros now, same foolishness. To be fair, I said to you that, I don't even know how many made it out to the group stage.
No, but
you've never said that about German teams, because you don't associate that with German teams.
Which is why I always try to tell you to somehow take, you have to step back as a fan, because you have to look at Spain. Spain had one of the most golden of generations. Not only did you win a World Cup, but you won 2 Euros back to back. Then the following World Cup, you get knocked out of the group stage and got your ass beat by the team that you beat at the World Cup 1-0. They made sure to beat you 5-1, and you were lucky to get that one goal. Because by that time the Dutch were easing back. But that's what I mean. A lot of these teams were super successful. There comes a point where they need to transition, and you're not always going to have a success while transitioning. I'm surprised, in all fairness, that this Argentina team, which is not made up of the golden generation, there's only 3 players from the golden generation currently, and 4 if you count Otamendi at the back. There's only 4 players from the Argentina golden generation who won the Copa America. So Argentina started out well for their transition, but at the same time, they are going to go through a transition. So when you are transitioning and you still have success, it is good, but it should not be expected, is what I'm saying. It shouldn't be an expectation. I know that it's been that way for Germany and even some of the other big teams. France always transition and is somehow a contender. But you can't forget that in 2010, after they gave up even after Zidane got the red card in the World Cup final, they still could have won on penalties. France still could have won on penalties. David Trezeguet tried to play cute to this penalty and pretend like he was taking a free kick and tried to bend it in the top corner while curling it around the keeper's hands. And he hit the goal and he hit the crossbar. So France, even when Zidane got a red card, France still had a chance to win that World Cup. What happened at the next World Cup when they had arguably their most talented generation before this current generation? They completely flopped. So when a team is transitioning into a new generation, it shouldn't always be expected that you're going to have success at the same time, which is what I've always been trying to explain to you, is that most national teams who transition are not usually like Germany and Argentina and France and Brazil, who they still manage to be contenders while they're transitioning. So I know that it's an expectation for Germany because it's been that way, no matter what tournament you guys play, even if you're transitioning. Because even in 2006 when the World Cup was in Germany, and that team didn't have a lot of great footballers, and it had a lot of high energy players like Rolfes and those guys. Mertesacker was in his prime.
Yeah, it was more of a team of workhorses.
It was more workhorses
and technique and dribble.
I mean, yes. You had your Balakiel, but really and truly, it was a bunch of workhorses. Rolfes, there was another guy, Fritz. Fritz was in that national team at the base. You had 2 defensive midfielders at the base of midfield. You had Rolfes and Fritz, and those guys are pure defensive midfielders. So it was a workhorse team.
Yes, it's quite weird when you look at it. But you know what I like though, and I've been saying this to you for a very long time, and I don't know why a lot of I have a friend in Germany, right? And he's born German and stuff. And I said to him that, Leonard, I feel that Hansi Flick has taken not Hansi Flick. I feel that Jurgen biggest problem was he's too wedded to this 3 at the back system. He feels that because we have such great midfielders, he needs to shoehorn them into the team, right? We won the World Cup playing a 4-2-3-1 system, right? We got to the semi-final of Euros 2016 playing a 4-2-3-1 system. In 2010, 4-2-3-1, right? Bayern's best success, first treble winning success, 4-2-3-1. Bayern's second treble winning success, a 4-2-3-1. Dortmund's 2 Bundesliga titles, 4-2-3-1. Now, Germany has always had great success using the 4-2-3-1. Now, we've had great success using the 3-5-2, don't get me wrong.
2002 World Cup, you went to the finals and lost our night.
But when you look at the makeup of this German team, when you look at the players in this German team, right? A 3-5-2 does not suit them best.
All right, can I give you a little bit of opinion on what I think what Jurgen was trying to cover for? I don't think it was just him. I think he was trying to cover for the lack of defenders. One of the things about all of those great eras is that your center backs have never been a problem.
Yeah, but all right then. See, fine. Let's say that you think that the center backs aren't strong enough, right? Matthias Ginter is no child play when it comes down to a center back, right? Sule's injured at times, but
give me a second. Ginter is a world-class player playing in a bad in all field. And I'm a Gladbach fan, by the way. Most people, at least you know that I'm a Gladbach fan, by the way. And this Gladbach team is Gladbach as usual. Young, exciting players who have the potential, and eventually we're going to lose them to Bayern. The fact that Dortmund signed Ginter from, I think, Frankfurt or Freiburg, and then he somehow fell to Gladbach was surprising to me. I was surprised when they signed Ginter because he was already at Dortmund and he already proved himself for a smaller German club. I don't remember if it was Freiburg or Frankfurt, it's one of the two. But he already played for a team that was mid-tier. And then you went up to Dortmund, and Dortmund sold you to buy Bartra. Granted, Bartra was seen as the next peak and the next Puyol at the time, but still, you should have kept both Ginter and Bartra, and then you still ended up selling both of them. So
yes, so again, so when you talk about, and then right, you have Kimmich, right? You have Kimmich, you have Goretzka, you have Kahn, you have Gundogan. It's not like you are short of players who will sit in front of your back four and protect your back four. And then you have Neuer who knows how to organize a defense. So if it's a case where you are worrying about, like, what would that say now?
I have to remember.
Trying to protect the defense. And then remember, and then the worst part about it was the team was leaky with our back three, very, very leaky. We conceded stupid goals. Defense was always under pressure. So again, if your idea was to protect the defense, right?
Yeah, I have to remember, Mustafi played like a world-class player in La Liga, and then he went to Arsenal, where he was more inconsistent, where you would have moments where you say,
yeah,
okay,
but
that's
we won the World Cup with Mustafi playing at right back.
No, but that's different. Mustafi was playing at right, and again, you had Boateng and Hummels at the back. You had two solid centre backs who could tell them what to do. Holger Badstuber, not Badstuber. Well, yeah, Badstuber, but also Benedict Toedes.
Yes,
Benedict Toedes. Like you had
they're all very experienced centre halves.
Exactly, and so you still always had even good backups for that. So having Mustafi at right back rather than at centre back when he has other defenders around him who are world class is a bit different than saying, okay, Mustafi, you're now the replacement for Hummels. Rudiger, you're now the replacement for Boateng. And at the time, Rudiger wasn't playing as consistent as he is now. Because I remember Rudiger from Roma. There were times where I thought, okay, I should use Rudiger as a right back. But sometimes he's not that good in attack all the time. He's inconsistent in attack, so let's use him at centre back. But at centre back, he makes some mistakes, so let's keep him out at right back. So it's not like Rudiger is what he is now because he still had to grow into what he is now. And I think most of his confidence is just broken from his time at
Yeah, but
Arsenal.
if you look at, let's look at the Euros that just left, right?
Yeah.
And I was saying it to you as well. Switch the team. Stop trying to put square pegs in round holes. Switch the shape of the team. Hansi Flick came in his first match. What did he do? He switched to a 4-2-3-1, right?
And it's how the give me a second. It's how
it's
the
how,
4-2-3-1.
it's how
because you have to
4-2-3-1
remember,
plays.
because remember now, how Henkes did his 4-2-3-1 was different from how Klopp did his.
No. And you know, funnily enough, Henkes 4-2-3-1 is more balanced, and you could more compare Henkes 4-2-3-1 to Klopp's 4-2-3-1 in terms of how lightning fast teams counterattacked. While Hansi Flick's 4-2-3-1 is it's just complete and total domination. He's basically, what he basically does is he has like 6 to 7 players forcing the defense back.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Klopp and Henkes, like you said, Henkes' own is more balanced. Klopp's 4-2-3-1 was really balanced. It was more compact, but like it was still providing.
Yeah, it was compact and explosive.
Exactly.
They were Why, like I said, and you know, it surprises me that Flick, granted, maybe it's because he has a lot of his Bayern players in the squad, but he's been able to get Germany playing almost as good as his Bayern team.
You want to tell you what Flick reminds? You know what Flick does that is Flick is very Guardiola-esque in his attack. Meaning that
yes, he is. Yes.
He despite using a 4-2-3 rather than a 4-3-3, his playing style in an attacking phase is very like Pep, where he allows his fullbacks to underlap while his wingers stay wide and create, and it creates an overload. It creates like a supreme overload.
It's pretty like when it's executed well, the football is fluid. It's very fluid, and it's actually pretty nice to look at. Like just watching from like a pure spectator point of view, it's very nice to look at.
Can I say something like Flick has a weird combination of Klopp and Guardiola?
Yes, I think a lot of persons in Germany, like he's in the middle ground. He
has a weird combination. Yes, he has a weird combination of Klopp and Guardiola that works. Is there anything else specific you want to talk about with Germany? Because I want to go back to some.
The only thing that I would say is, I think if you're a German fan, I think Flick has made us feel a little bit more confident about the national team. I
do want to see you get tested though, because
we do need to be tested. But 12 goals, 0 conceded. That's pretty nice reading for your first 3 matches in charge. Let's granted, it's Iceland, Andorra, and Liechtenstein. But you know, hey, I'll take it.
No, it's a World Cup qualifier. It's a World Cup qualifier, so you should still be happy about the fact that you got the points.
Exactly, but
because
I want to see
the USA are outplaying every team in CONCACAF and can't score a goddamn goal.
Yeah, can't score a goal. Yes, and I think we can get right to them, because I watched that match against Canada, and my God, I don't know what's happening in the US team. I think, and I don't feel the team is behind the coach. Pulisic gave an interview that said that they found out that Winston McKennie was sent home on the day of the match. And I'm like,
oh no, that was a COVID protocol, if I'm not mistaken.
He said that he broke team policy or something.
Yeah, like it was some COVID protocol. It was we're seeing a lot of that in the hold on, give me a second. We're seeing a lot of that in the NFL. Cam Newton got cut from the Patriots for something similar. Not the exact same situation, but it's a protocol with the US teams right now. It's a protocol thing. So that, and I don't think they're, in all fairness, I don't think they're not behind their coach. You know what the problem with this coach is?
Mm-hmm.
He's a carbon copy of Gareth Southgate. He's created units, you know. He's created units. Mm-hmm. He's created a unit. Trust me, he's created a unit. But his playing style, and this is why I don't understand about it. You were a former fucking La Masia coach. Unleash your attacking talents, sir. You're a La Masia coach and you're playing like like Valverde.
That's a poor man's Mourinho.
Yeah, like he's trying to be a Mourinho. Like he's trying to be Mourinho when you are actually groomed to be more Pep. You're a former La Masia coach. Like you should be passing around everybody and like overloading play spaces. And it's not that you don't have the talent now, because you're damn sure have the talent now. Conrad De La Fuente is my best player in Marseille right now. Barca has let go of so many fucking. Barca make Marseille take Conrad De La Fuente because we have to clear the squad.
But again, I think this is what it comes down to. You know, normally teams would watch international football for the thrill and the excitement. Yeah. Some of these international football matches are looking more to me like teams trying to, when you're trying to mitigate or gain some points off of a team in the league.
Yeah, like it's
that's
more
what,
like
what it looks like now.
It's more like a let's not fuck this up.
Exactly, and I think that's why like a lot of persons are not let's look, for example, let's take Italy, for example, right? Italy historically has been known for catenaccio football, strong, solid, defensive football.
Yeah.
Right? This Italian team strays the furthest from that.
They have it in shape, but they're not focused on it. They're more focused on their attack now and the Mancini.
Exactly.
And you know, Mancini,
Italy prefers to throw their attackers at you than come break us though.
No, but here's the thing though. The one thing I've given Mancini credit for, and Ancelotti needs credit for this. Despite the era of football, despite the fact that they're Italian managers, they've strayed from Italian football. If you look at Mancini's Inter spells, he's used mostly a 4-3-3. You look at his Man City spell, it was a 4-2-3-1, but it played more like an inverted 4-3. Carlo Ancelotti with the Christmas tree 4-3-3 or the 4-4-2 diamond. They've strayed from just what they take from catenaccio football is just a defensive shape, rather than the all-out catenaccio where it's break us down and we can score 2 goals on you and be okay, which is Conte, Allegri-esque. And we can name a lot of other managers. Spalletti, we can name there's a lot of Italian managers you could name who play like that. But Mancini and Ancelotti have been two who have strayed from that. Even when Ranieri is playing a 4-4-2, it is still somewhat based out of Catenaccio's defensive shape. We saw that at Leicester.
Yes.
Defense strong first, then we hit you on the counter. So you have to give credit to Mancini and Ancelotti. They've strayed. The only thing they take from their Italian football is the defensive shape when defending. But other than that, they seem like Spanish. They seem more Spanish-esque managed. Like they seem more like Spanish, where it's quick passing football and let me attack as much as possible. We saw that Man City team that won the title. They were overloading your box with Nasri, Silva, Aguero, Tevez, Dzeko, Balotelli, and then Yaya Toure, and whether Nigel de Jong and Yaya Toure, or it became eventually Fernandinho and Yaya, or Gareth Barry and Yaya Toure, who would just sit in the midfield. And then you'd still have Yaya Toure joining the attack to create overloads.
Another thing we should look at from an international level, not cutting but
go on.
Spain has a serious problem. That's very, very big problem. Spain needs some goal scorers. And if Spain isn't able to unearth a new striker, a new Villa or Torres in his prime, they're going to have a very, very, very hard time. Because you can create all the chances in the world.
Yeah.
But if you don't have nobody to finish off those chances.
Here's
Gonna
the
be
thing about
hell
it.
for you.
It's not that Spain doesn't have any strikers. Spain is not taking care of their strikers.
Well, that too.
No, that's the biggest thing. It's not that they don't have talented forwards that can score at a high level.
No, because you have Iago Aspas, which is a very good striker. Like
You have
very
Paco
good striker.
Alcacer,
Yeah,
who's
yes,
a
you have
natural.
Paco.
You have Moreno and Rodrigo, who are more inside forwards, who are just tall inside forwards. But in terms of out and out strike, and I'll put Aspas in there as a tall inside forward. But you have guys who can score goals. This is the problem is Spain did not take care of those guys. Meaning that, and I blame La Liga for this as a league. Because also, I think Ayoze Perez should be called the first game. That's another thing.
It's actually surprising that he hasn't been called up. I'll be honest with you. It's very. I think he would have made the cut already.
He should. Like, again, his years in Newcastle have robbed him of a lot of years. Because like I've told you this before. It doesn't matter if you're a good attacking player. If you're playing for Newcastle, you will not be able to shoot. We're seeing it with Maximin right now. We saw it with Miguel Almiron. I spoke to you about Almiron. Almiron for Paraguay looks like he can stand up to the Neymars and the Messis. And we saw that at the Copa America. If Almiron maybe had one more player around him, Paraguay would be a little bit further than they went. Because they played damn good football. But like I said, if Almiron is in a Newcastle team that does not play good attacking football, Maximin is being wasted right now. Because he can be, even though he's as talented as the Ben Arfas and the Johan Cabais and even the Papi Cises and the Demba Bas, even though he's at their talent level, he doesn't have an Alan Pardew that is playing attacking football. He has a Steve Bruce who uses a 3-5-2 or a 4-4-2 or a 4-5-1 where the midfield is a flat 5, like he's an extra back 4. So you go like no matter how good of an attacking player is, in some teams it will never show. So like having these strikers, Spain did not take care of Rodrigo Moreno. Spain did not take care of Borja Mayoral, who's been killing it for Roma. Did not take care of that player. Moreno and Paco Alcacer has been bouncing around too many clubs. And part of that, I blame Paco for part of that.
Yes, because he has not settled anywhere. And
Exactly.
he is to be blamed for that. He has not settled. He's just been going from left
Club
to
to
right,
club to club. Exactly.
all over the place, like he's touring Europe.
From Barca to Dortmund to, in all fairness,
he's on a grand European tour.
Exactly. Now he's back at Villarreal and he's now playing in a strike partnership with Moreno. So let's see what this season brings. But yes, Spain has not taken care of their strikers, and I've made an emphasis on
wingers, inside forwards, and creative midfielders.
Exactly.
And
you remember when you tell me that Germany changes its academies to adapt to what the team needs?
Yes.
I think as a league, I wouldn't say I don't think Spanish academies are the problem, but they are still producing strikers. Abel Ruiz is killing it. Oh my God, Barca start giving away. SC Braga took Abel Ruiz from us last year. The Spain under-17 captain who was killing it at the World Cup with Fine Arp and those guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's killing it in the Portuguese league right now, and Barca need a fucking striker. Like, I don't know. But yeah,
I feel Spain needs a striker. They need to, because all the chances that they're creating, they need a focal point. They need someone to come in and score those goals for them. And they see if they don't have that focal point, or if they don't have that player, they're going to get themselves into a situation where.
And Morata is putting himself under too much pressure. He's trying too much to.
A lost cause.
I wouldn't say that. I think his head is not in the right place.
His head hasn't been in the right place for the longest while now. I think.
Cool.
Like I said, Morata needs to. I don't know. I know maybe he.
No, but Leon, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Leon. Here's the thing, Leon. He's scoring for Juventus, Don't pretend like this guy is playing like shit, because if he would have been dropped from Juventus' team, he was the life spark for Juventus last year.
Yes, I'm not saying that he's not scoring. I'm just saying at the international, and I told you this is Werner as well.
Yeah.
At the international level, where chances are few and far apart, right?
You need
it's
too
like,
many to score.
It's like what you said with Werner. Germany needs Leipzig Werner. Why does Germany need Leipzig Werner? Because you see that city that he missed earlier today?
Yeah.
Right? That is the difference between winning a World Cup and you becoming a runner-up.
True.
Granted, Werner ended up scoring in that match, which is all I care about. He scored. So that's 3-3, and nobody can tell me nothing. And he scored 3 goals in 3 international matches.
In all fairness, that second goal
But like you said,
Yeah,
but like you said, you need to be. You want to know why Klose was so good for the national team?
Don't need a lot of chances to score.
He does a lot of chances. They give 1 chance in Berry. They need maybe 2 chances in Berry.
Mario Gomez is a poacher. Mario Gomez is a damn near a poacher.
Oh God, man.
Shirley was the same thing.
Podolski, same thing.
Half a chance.
Gomez, exactly. Gomez, Klose, these guys were able to convert half chances into.
And make them look like they're full chances. But also,
like a lot of persons don't. Like, I'll use Bayern as an example, right?
Yeah.
And I use Bayern versus PSG last season. Bayern had 15 shots on target against PSG. Right? 10 of those shots on target was saved by
Navas.
What's his name? Navas.
Right?
Navas made 10 saves that match. You want to know why Lewandowski broke Gerd Muller's record last season? It wasn't because he was getting clear-cut chances. No. Lewandowski converts half chances into goals. He converts half chances into goals.
Here, can I say something to Lewandowski?
These players outperform their expected goals.
Yeah, but can I say something to Lewandowski? Stop waiting until Poland is 1-0 down to start playing. God damn. You did it in the Euros and you got knocked out because of that shit. Like, he waits until his team is down for some reason before he becomes one. Because remember, he's the one who assisted the goal today. He's the one who made the crossing.
And I think he got man of the match as well for the match. He was unplayable, but yes, he's winning. Yeah.
He keeps waiting on. Like,
I would say,
Lewandowski will wait till him team the 1-0 down and then score.
He plays for Bayern.
And then score.
What does Bayern do?
Poland and Bayern are the same team.
What do I always complain about?
Poland and Bayern are not the same team. You can't do what you do for Bayern.
It's the same. What do I always complain about? Again, what do I always complain about? Bayern always wait till the opposition score, then decides, oh wait, win a match.
Yeah, mega turn on the extra gear now. You can't do that for Poland. You can't do it for Poland. Like, legit, after Hurricane scored, like, Poland were damn near untouchable. Lewandowski, like, watch the entire backline struggle with Lewandowski right after Kane scored. Kane scored on, like, the 71st minute. And granted, it's not that Lewandowski was playing well all day. But that gear that makes him look like untouchable on the field, he waits until after someone scores before he becomes untouchable. Lewandowski who can dribble, link up play, put in crosses himself, link up play and go score for himself. Those half chances that he would try and turn into, like, there were half chances that almost turned into goals.
Yeah, these type of things, it annoys me, but you know what I say, Mario?
You said something earlier that I want to get to. You said we were speaking about coaches who have run their course with their national team.
Yeah.
France is running to that problem, right?
Oh yes, let's get to them. Yes, and running into France has hit that problem. They have hit that problem. We kept saying at the Euros that we look like France can go
hit that other gear. Just like Lewandowski.
They can hit another gear. But they never hit another gear.
And then they haven't been hitting that other gear in matches recently. So I do think that Deschamps has run his course. Don't stay long enough to become an enemy like Jurgen Klopp. Please don't do that with your career. Because Deschamps is the manager who last won the league on title for Marseille. So you know I'm a fan.
Mhm.
He's very Mourinho-esque. I wouldn't say he's reached Mourinho's level. He's never won a Champions. He's won a World Cup, but he's Mourinho-esque in the way he approaches it. It's you build your attack off of your defensive structure. So you structure your team well
Yes.
defensively, and then you hit
Yes.
teams very hard and overload. And he's not a poor man's Mourinho, but he hasn't reached Mourinho's level of success. Granted, he has a World Cup, but even at the club level when he was at Marseille, and he does play attractive football, don't get it twisted. And when Mourinho's teams are playing like Mourinho's teams, they play attractive as well. They may
Look at
start,
Roma this season so far.
they might keep a pragmatic shape defensively and play pragmatically,
Yes, but
but
that has
trust me,
always been what persons don't. Persons should remember that Mourinho. I think he up until Enrique came along, Mourinho's Madrid had the record for most goals
oh
scored in
hell
a La
yeah.
Liga season.
Like, brother, like people don't remember that Ozil, Di Maria, CR7, Benzema attacking. I think people really don't remember that attacking. That
Yeah,
attack
a lot of
was
persons have short memory, man.
like legit. If Barcelona did not exist, that would be the most attractive team in European football history.
Yeah, that 4-2-3-1 was devastating. And no, the worst part about it, like they'll win the ball in their defense, and then the ball reaches Ozil, and then
Immediately.
by the time you
Immediately.
even react to it, you're just seeing CR7 running to the sidelines, doing his trademark celebration. Then you're like, wait,
Exactly.
but the ball just reached Ozil, and the ball is in the
Exactly.
back of the net.
And if them win the ball out wide, it's Di Maria, and then by the time you look up Benzema score, like it was fright. Like people don't remember
It
that
was they
Mourinho
were
team.
it was frighteningly fast.
Like people
Their
don't,
counterattacks were something to behold. It was
even when he brought in not Eto, Adebayor and SN,
mhm,
even when he
yes,
brought in
STN.
those guys on loan, it was quick counter attack. Like people forget that Mourinho team. People really forget that Mourinho team. But yeah, I think that Deschamps should. And sometimes it's hard as a coach, especially when you've had success. You've been to a Euros final that you lost at home. You made up for it by
Mhm.
winning the World Cup. But at the same time, sometimes as a coach, you have to have the self awareness to step away. I think that the team is needing new ideas. And even though he's changed up some personnel on the team, which he has done, he has changed up his personnel. Rabiot is now a starter when he was left out of the World Cup squad completely and wanted to no longer play for France. Um, he's made some changes in attack in terms of the people he's bringing off the bench. He doesn't really call Fekir that much. Dembele is in and out of the squad because of injury. Coleman is Coleman. Marshall in and out of the squad because he's not really playing for his club. But when he is playing for his club, he's in the team. Like Ben Yedder, what is he? Where is his role in the squad now that Benzema is back? So is he going to call Maximin? Like he has a lot of choices to make, and I think he has run his course with the French squad, and I don't want what happened to the 2010 World Cup squad happen to him because we saw a little bit of dissension in that Euro squad going into the Euros. We saw a little like team dissension starting to creep in. And what you don't want is what happened to the 2010 Marseille, 2010 French squad, where it was players who were starting to behave, um, like completely started to behave like they were bigger than France. No, granted, these guys have actually won a World Cup, which also can be a bad thing because you might feel like you're bigger than the world. And the problem with that French squad in 2010 was that they felt like they already made it, like they already won, because they had Henry, Anelka, Nasri, Johan Gorkov, Valbuena, Ribéry. And you still had a Frank Malouda, even though it was toward, you still had, well, Prime Malouda, that was 2010. So you still had a Prime Malouda, even though he played at the 06 World Cup. Ribéry. So you had Jeremy Toulalan, You had William Gallas still at the time in his prime, just left Chelsea to Arsenal. So you still had Evra, you still had Bakary Sagna, Gael Clichy, Matthew Debuchy. Like you still had these young hot guns in the squad. And they felt like they already made it. Hugo Lloris was a youngster at the time. He was starting for Leon at the time and was winning League One, but still a youngster. So you don't want these guys who have actually tasted success to start acting like children.
So I think what's going to happen is France will make a change, right? And one of the problems international teams have had in the past is that they were too reluctant to swap managers around.
Yeah,
And sometimes I feel like the managers believe that, oh, maybe a different group of players will do the job. When I'm gonna be honest with you, maybe the problem is just you. Because
yeah,
just like with club football, and Pep said it the best. There comes a time when players are just tired of hearing your voice. They're just
exactly.
tired of seeing you.
They need a new
It's
voice in
not
the
that
room.
it's not that they don't like you anymore. They're just tired of seeing you,
And your
which is
instructions,
why
they're
I
tired of hearing the
revere
same
Sir
voice.
Alex Ferguson so much that he was able to reinvent himself. And even Arsene Wenger, even though he had a very bad last spell, but these guys were able to reinvent themselves over the course of such a long career that even though they were at one club, the players didn't feel stale. Granted, what they did was just like they do what you always preach, got the squad completely. So
Yeah,
even if you're the manager, it's completely new people listening to you anyway. But at
exactly.
an international level, you can't do that. You can't got the squad.
No, because again, international football isn't played year round. So you can't just go to a squad and feel like, sorry, I can bring in some players that have enough time to get this right. Which is also the reason why I think that you're reluctant to fire these guys, is because if I was seeing this year round, if I was seeing the squad crumble with you year round, then
Yeah.
it would be different. But because I only see you in pieces and spaces here and there, where okay, it's an
Mhm.
international break, you might have a bad break this week, you might have a good break next week. It's a bit more difficult for me to just say, okay, it's time for you to go.
Exactly.
But what you don't want to do is go to another tournament, realize that your squad is in dissension, and then
Yeah, then
get
you end up in that Jergulo situation where you're
getting knocked
thinking
out of
that,
the group
oh, maybe
stage.
I just need to change up the tactics or change around the players a bit, when in truth and in fact maybe, because I've been saying that, I need Dregulo to go, and not because of your, oh, he's doing badly. I just
Or that
felt
you're a
that he
bad
had
manager. Like
carried
it's
the
an
national team as far as you could, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's
hey,
nothing wrong with
hey,
admitting that,
Vicente Del Bosque learned the hard way. Because remember now, one of the things people underrate about Del Bosque or Del Bosque,
Mhm.
whichever you want to pronounce it, is that what he did for Spain was what every English manager failed to.
Yeah.
I saw Pique and Ramos fight in El Clasico and then go play the next international break and look like them are the best of friends.
Oh yes, that was always lovely to see. A lot of
Xabi
persons were
Alonso
like,
and Xabi Alonso and the Xavi Iniesta and Busquets, but they don't fucking like each other like that. They were rivals
of
in the
course
league.
they don't.
Casillas and Valdez don't fucking like each other. But guess what? When they came together for Spain, it was about Spain.
It was about Spain, exactly.
There's only so long you can keep that group together before eventually it implodes. Now, unfortunately, it imploded for Vicente Del Bosque at a World Cup in the group stages.
Mhm.
But eventually, as a manager, you have to either be self-aware enough to say, all right, it's my time to go, rather than let the results show it for you. Because that Spanish
Don't
national
say,
team,
yo, it's my time to go.
yeah, like, but that, because remember that Spanish national team was less talented in 20 in 20 what 2014.
Hmm.
He wasn't less talented. As a
Nope.
matter of fact, guys like Mata and Cazorla were hitting their primes now. And they were
They were
backups
just
back
sussed
then.
out. Everything for them was just sussed out.
Your playing style got figured out, and then on top of that, you still have to keep these Real Madrid and Barca players from killing each other.
Exactly.
And then we already have success already. So I'm gonna really need
They
this
had
next World
triple
Cup.
success.
Yes, I'm gonna really
They had
need this
08
next World Cup.
Euros, 010 World Cup, 012 Euros. And one of the things, so looking at the general thing, like I feel France has the talent, but I feel maybe now they need to go a different direction, maybe different voices, different philosophies. And yeah, the risk of that is you might not perform as well because you probably might put in the wrong person in the job. But that's the risk that you have to take. But
in all fairness, you have one of the greatest man managers who may not be the greatest tactician, but he plays an attacking style that's attractive, and he's the greatest man manager ever. You have Zidane out there. So
hey,
if
and
I
he's
were
your greatest ever player.
exactly,
Zidane can do no wrong.
exactly.
Literally.
Already he won a World Cup and a Euros with you as a granted. Even though he headbutt Materazzi, keep in mind France still could have won that match, and still and it's still
He
went to penalty
headbutts
shootout.
him, but you know what person say now? Oh, who's the guy that Zidane headbutted? Materazzi
Exactly.
was torn to the guy that Zidane headbutted.
Yeah, and granted, and Materazzi won the Champions League with Mourinho, won countless titles with Roberto Mancini as the manager of Inter, and Materazzi won the World Cup. And he's now just the guy that Zidane headbutted.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah, and he had a great football career. He had a very good football career. And people don't see him as one of the great Italian defenders.
No, they don't actually.
And he was damn good. In all fairness, he was a world-class player who couldn't start over Nesta, Cannavaro, and Maldini.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Who could have started over those three?
Exactly. And again,
those three went down as not just great center backs in Italy or great.
No, they were all great defenders.
They went down as some of the best defenders to have ever played the game.
One of them is a Ballon d'Or winner. Or probably the last defender that won the Ballon d'Or.
When you're teaching a center back how to play, you show him clips of Maldini.
Exactly. Or Nesta, or Cannavaro.
Or Nesta, or Cannavaro, or Baresi. You show them, say,
exactly.
This is how you play.
And again, Materazzi was not just a rotation. He's a world-class player who couldn't start over that trio. Again, this guy has won multiple Serie A titles with Inter under Mancini. He was old by the time Mourinho got to him, but he was still a part of that. He was still the first choice substitute at centre back when Mourinho wanted to bring on an extra centre back to see out the rest of the match. He was still brought on, and he's a Champions League winner. So it's not like he's some chicken feed thing here, footballer that they there was a centre back in that World Cup squad who turned out worse than Materazzi. And Goal.com was making fun of him one year. I can't remember his name, but he used to play for AC Milan. I can't remember his name right now. And that's part of one of the reasons. I can't even remember his name. And
so
Goal.com was making fun of him because he had to find a football club on LinkedIn.
So let's move to the weekend, because there wasn't much going on for the international break this week, to be honest. I think we've covered most of the good teams, but I think the weekend a lot of persons are looking towards, because a certain someone is back at Manchester United, and a certain someone will be getting, he probably starts, in all fairness, his second debut. And unless you've been living under a rock or in a cave for the last couple of weeks, Cristiano Ronaldo should make his debut for Manchester United. And I don't know, Well, what are your expectations?
Nothing.
Does he come and make United an instant title challenger?
No, he does not. They're
Does
finishing
he win
fourth.
the title for United?
Fuck no. Hell
Does
no.
CR7 come and replicate that 2008 season where he
Hell
was unplayable?
no.
That's not what the
No,
United fans want to hear,
you
bro. That's
know,
not what the United
no,
fans
no,
want to
no,
hear.
no, but you know the answer to this already. You know the answer to this. You know the answer.
Yeah, but I need somebody else to say it. I don't want. I'm not going to be.
Like,
The
I'm
Red Devils
sorry.
are not going to like. The Red Devils don't like those answers, no Mario. That's
No,
not
but
what they
hold
want
on,
to hear.
hold
They
on,
want
hold
to
on.
hear that CR7 is here and
I
we're
am
going to
going
win
to
the
say
title
this.
and we're going to walk the league. And he's the undisputed GOAT.
Hold on. You know what's the fuck up part about this season, man?
Mm-hmm.
The two undisputed GOATs will never win another Champions League.
No, they're not. They're not. I remember I told my brother that, PSG is hoarding all this talent, but I don't know why they're hoarding all this talent, because when all is said and done, you see that Champions League trophy, it's not going to Paris.
And man, you are not winning a fucking trophy. Maybe the FA Cup, League Cup.
Probably, maybe, give or take 50-50. Nah, they could have win that, yes. The League Cup, not bad.
And PSG will win the league title, but that's basically it. I feel sorry for the two undisputed GOATs because they both, granted, Messi's decision, all right, granted, in hindsight is 2020. But if I were in Messi's shoes and I got the chance to be a free agent again, I would have signed for Newell's and then moved back to Barca.
Oh, it's a low key that could have gone still.
Again, hindsight 2020, you fuck, but in the moment you probably don't see like that.
It's funny, what is very funny? They asked Pep if he was going after Messi, I was like, well, we just spent 100 million on Grealish. And we all thought Messi was staying, and I said to myself that, so Pep low key for did realize Messi was leaving Barca, you wouldn't sign Grealish. And that you actually have, but you don't want to make it look too bad. Can you just sign Grealish, say you don't want to kill him confidence? See? But I see you.
Yeah, but also there's no other squad that Messi can play in outside of this Barca squad. And that's the problem with where Messi is and where CR7 is in their career. And LeBron James is going through this right now.
Mm-hmm.
All of these greats who are getting old, when they get older, they need to be played in specific formations, specific tactics that gets the most out of them.
Exactly. Because their body isn't what it's used to.
Exactly.
They can't do what they used to do. So you have to create tactical systems around them to make that possible. Which is why we had said that CR7 at City makes a lot more sense, because Pep can literally tell him, sit at the box and don't do anything. Don't run, don't move, don't just sit at the box. And we will get the ball to you then just poke it into the back of the net.
The same. And what did I tell you? What did I tell you about PSG this year? If they play Messi on the right wing, they will suffer.
Yes, because Messi, just like what Coleman did, Messi needs to play through the middle or as a number 10. You put him right there and tell you, okay, Messi, here what? You will always score 20 plus goals. Why would you score 20 plus goals? Because you and CR7 have great off the ball movement and great finishing. So you know what? No matter where you guys play, as long as you're near that box or in that box, you're scoring. But unlike CR7, Messi has great playmaking ability.
Exactly.
His passing range is phenomenal. His vision is phenomenal. So basically what you want to do is to put a lot of runners around him, a lot of good finishers around him, and say, Messi, you know what? Just spray those passes. Play those passes into Neymar, play those passes into Mbappe, play those passes into Icardi, Di Maria,
and then when they can't play direct, stay on the edge of the box where you can get it back from them and curl it into a corner. When they curl it into the
you're basically going to be doing these days.
Exactly.
you have passed that stage where you're on the wing dribbling past the entire midfield and defense and a poke the ball into the back of the net.
No, Argentina played a 4-3-3 and they still used Messi and Di Maria all wide. But they used a Christmas tree formation. A lot of people don't understand that formation. Your inside forwards or wingers, they don't play out on the wing in a Christmas tree formation. In a Christmas tree formation, they play like 2 number 10s in the hole. So they're already on the inside positions that they would have dribbled. Which is
Yes,
which
so it's more they're not facing up against the fullbacks,
yeah,
but they are playing in between the space of the fullback and the center back, and
exactly.
they are pulling themselves left, right. They're playing through. So when you look at a football pitch to illustrate it for persons, that space where the fullback is and where the center back is, that's the space that they occupy, and they play within that space.
And they play a bit
So
deeper
it
as well.
poses a yeah, and deeper. So it poses a problem to the defense where they have to ask themselves who marks who and who pulls out to who. So they're not
Exactly.
all wide against the touchline, right?
Yeah.
They're basically they have players who are actually at the touchline for them.
It
So-
allows your wing. It allows your wing backs actually to play as wingers because they're
Yeah, and if
defensive.
you are a Premier League fan or if you're a Manchester City fan, just think of what De Bruyne does for City.
So when you really look at it, like I feel sorry for the 2 goats, but the 2 goats, unfortunately, and again hindsight 2020, but Messi, you should have made Newell sign you and then loan you back to Barca, or even loan you up to PSG if you still want to compete for the Champions League. Loan it to PSG, but you should have made your home.
Low key though, not to cut the Messi thing short, but
Yeah.
City are gonna lose against Leicester still.
Against Leicester.
And the reason why City go lose is
Yeah.
the keeper that they have has not played a Premier League game since 2011. And they're missing Jesus and some other players, I think. For
Who's that?
in the
Stephen?
Brazil FA, yes, Stephen can't play, neither can Ederson.
Oh, so Carlson with him.
Yes,
Scott-
yes,
Scott-
that
Scott-
that guy. Yes,
Scott
him a player.
Scott Carlson.
Yes, I him a player. Liverpool's without Firmino, which is no great loss. Jota is already starting over him anyway, so and they don't. United doesn't have Fred. Many United players will see that as a plus. Maybe Van de Beek can
That would
get
be stupid.
started.
Whoa. That'd be stupid because again, Fred doesn't play a box-to-box role for Man United. He plays as a
Yes,
defensive
but like I
midfielder.
said, a lot of United fans prefer Van de Beek where he is playing.
As a
So I
defensive
remember-
midfielder. Oh, they prefer Van de Beek as a defensive midfielder.
Well, they're not playing a 4-3-3. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. So they
No, but
prefer to
No,
have.
but even in the 4
They prefer to have Van de Beek alongside.
No, but Leon.
Pogba.
Even
and
in a
Fred.
4-2. Well, not even in a 4-2-3. Fred is the one that sits in front of the back four and cleans up. That's his job.
Yes,
for
but
Man
you're
U.
acting. Yeah, but Van de Beek can do the same thing. So
No, but what I'm saying is that you'd be underutilizing Van de Beek, and 2, Van de Beek has not proven that for Man United.
well, he hasn't gotten a chance to prove it, which is why a lot of United fans are upset.
True.
So they're saying that, oh yes, Fred can't be chosen now. So Ole has to use Van de Beek. That's what they're saying to themselves. He has to use them.
You still be
But I don't think
underutilized.
he's going to
I
use
would
Of
still.
course, he's being underutilized.
And
but
I
is that-
still think Ole likes Scott McTominay more than he likes Van personally.
Yes, and he's probably going to use Scott McTominay. But again, a lot of United fans don't like Fred. Fred has made a lot of mistakes for United, to be honest with you. And as much as he has good games, he has games where you absolutely don't want to see back again.
Because he's not a but because he's not a natural defensive midfielder.
That's again, that's between United fans and them coach. United match is only interesting. They might play in Newcastle. It's only interesting because probably CR7 are going to score and we put him as my fantasy team captain for this season, for this match. So, I'm only interested in that match. So if CR7 can probably bag a hat trick, because I'm behind in the Chelsea Fantasy Football League. So a hat trick by CR7 as my captain would be helpful. Thank you.
Let me just run through
Um,
let me hold on. Let me just run through some stuff first. Just to get some stuff.
yeah. Oh,
Uh,
the battle of the relegation for us.
no.
Arsenal
Hold
and
on, hold
Norwich
on, before,
City.
hold on. Stop. And I don't see Arsenal as a relegation team. I know you want to throw them in
They're
there, but
20th, so sir.
no.
Is
This is we're at week 5. Stop. Like they're going to be mid team. They're going to be mid team. They're going to be around 10th,
until
11th.
until they reach mid-table, it's the battle of the relegation zone. Arsenal
I
versus Norwich City.
come on. Like I know we're Chelsea
What do
fans,
you
but
think would happen if yes, we're Chelsea fans and
still,
they
like
deserve it.
no, but we
They
still have to.
deserve it.
Yeah, but we still have to provide a product for the people who are listening.
Yes, we
They're
are
going to
providing a
be.
product for the
They're
people. It's
going to be.
banter. It is
They're going.
banter.
They're
Yes,
they're going
Arsenal
to
is
be
going to
10th.
finish ninth. They're going to finish
Yeah,
ninth, 10th around there.
yeah.
If they finish 7th, that's actually very, very good.
Let me just run through some stuff from the other leagues that we forget out of
Mhm.
first. La Liga isn't going to be that exciting this weekend. Celta Vigo versus Madrid. That should be an entertaining match,
Yeah,
but we expect Madrid to win.
but the only good
Barca
match, and
Sevilla.
it's
Barca
postponed.
is
It's
postponed. Yeah,
postponed. Don't even bother. I was just about to say the only good match on that calendar is probably Sevilla Barca, and it's postponed.
I wouldn't say
It's
that.
annoying. That's annoying.
Granada and Betis will provide an entertaining match. Bilbao and Mallorca not will be entertaining. Mallorca will be
No,
one.
not at all. That's probably going to be a snooze fest in all honesty.
Sociedad is going to walk across Cadiz, and Atletico are going to walk across Espanyol. Yeah, so let me just get that out of the way for La Liga. Syria. Inter and Sampdoria will be
Milan Lazio is the match of the weekend for Syria.
Yeah, but that's Sunday. And I wouldn't say that because Napoli and Juve are playing tomorrow. Sorry, Saturday.
Oh, they are.
I just told you all 3 matches are playing at the same time. Bayern,
Leipzig,
yeah. Napoli and Juventus and Chelsea and Villa. Fiorentina and Atalanta will be entertaining.
Yeah, I was just about to say that that will probably be a sleeper match. A match that you might not think might be exciting, but a match that can maybe.
Oh no, like Fiorentina's made some damn good transfers.
Yeah, so this match you could probably see a 2-2 or 3-3.
Yeah, that's the type of Sampdoria and Inter Ranieri facing off against Inter Milan Simeone. That would be an entertaining match. I still expect Inter to win. Yeah.
Yeah, I expect Inter to win. I expect. Juve Napoli. Like low key, I think Juve is going to win that match. That's why I really said like Lazio AC to me is probably the match of the weekend.
Oh yeah, definitely. That I don't disagree. But what I'm saying is that the reason why I still emphasize these games like that Inter Sampdoria is that a lot of people have this weird thing, and that's why I brought up even the La Liga match between Granada and Betis. A lot of people have this concept that if you're not watching the big 2 of La Liga or the big 3 of La Liga, it will be completely boring. That's far from the truth. You might still expect these teams to win, but I don't want people to leave this podcast thinking that, okay, if I'm not watching these specific matches like a Napoli versus Juventus, I cannot be entertained by the series. Sampdoria and Inter will be entertaining, even if you think Inter are going to win. But it's the entertainment part. These other 5, one of the things that I did not like about the Premier League is that they present themselves as the only entertaining league to watch. And that's bullshit. Granted, these leagues are a bit more predictable in terms of who you might think win, but the entertainment value is still there at a high level, which is why I still emphasize these matches. So
yes, and if you are someone who's interested in tactical battles, the Premier League is not the league to watch.
Roma Sassuolo will be entertaining. Roma are going to win, but Sassuolo has always been a team that one likes to upset big teams and then lose to every other fucking small team. Yes. And they used to be Roma's feeder club, our associate club, so we have a little slight rivalry with them now. Because we're usually
funny.
Yeah, go.
Funny, going back to that point, there was a time where you would look at Sassuolo and you think to yourself, they probably still not upset this weekend, they're probably a dark horse.
And that's the thing. They always have a young talented squad. There's never a day you look at Sassuolo and don't see a young talented squad. And I don't know how they do it. Like every time a player starts to age, they sell him. They had Simone and Zaza convinced Juve to take him from them. Locatelli's on loan to Juve right now with the option to buy if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. I was just about to say that. Just call that
a transfer. Yeah, call it a transfer. Call it a transfer.
Yeah, they just never had the money.
They just never had the money
to bet.
Yeah. Just some matches in league on the point out.
Marseille and Monaco looks interesting.
That's the big match. That's the big match. No,
but
that's
it could also very much disappoint you.
I disagree with that. Here's why I disagree with that. You have Sampaoli there. That's the biggest reason. Sampaoli.
No, I'm not talking from Marseille point of view. I'm talking from Monaco point of view.
Yeah. Well, Kovac's team. You see, the problem with Kovac and all of his teams is that I don't know what is it with Kovac. He'll have games where his teams look world class, and then he'll have games where his teams don't look like they don't play football.
I should tell you, he did it to Bayern.
But I don't understand that. It's very inconsistent.
Yes, he has teams that them look like, yo, damn. And then you look like, oh, weird. Them just get a football.
Yeah. Leon
never kicked a ball in them life.
Leon and Strasbourg, Leon is likely to win, but Strasbourg is a good team in terms of entertainment. I still want to emphasize that entertainment. Lens and Bordeaux isn't necessarily a battle of the ages, but hold on, because
I think Lens are gonna walk it though.
No. That's what I didn't want you to think. Bordeaux have been improving every year for the past 3 years. They've kept some of the players from last year. AC Milan bought their best player and loaned him back to them. I thought Yassine Adli. I thought he was going to go straight to AC Milan. No, they loaned him back. This match will be entertaining, but not the best quality football you've ever seen. You're going to see a lot of goals, but not the prettiest, most beautiful work goals ever, is what I'm saying. So I don't think Lens are going to walk over them, but it's going to be a high score. But if I was to pick a winner, Lens. Nantes and Nice will be an entertaining match because Nantes is a team that likes to sit back, defend, and hit you on the counter. But they do play attractive when they're hitting on the counter. And Nice is a team, ever since their new coach has come in and some of their new signings like Mario Lemina has come in, they're actually one of the teams that are going to fight for a Champions League place this year, in all fairness. They look like a
ain't nobody fighting for that league.
So Rennes is going to walk over Reims, so you don't need to watch that.
Yes, they are. No, yeah, but I watch the one day.
Leverkusen, Dortmund.
Leverkusen, Dortmund, Leipzig, Bayern.
Yeah. Mainz and Hoffenheim. Yeah, but let me just get some.
Mainz is not going to be exciting. I'm telling you this from now.
You sure?
They're both going to cancel each other out. They're going to cancel each other out.
All right. Well,
they're going to cancel each other out. Union Berlin. Augsburg, Union Berlin.
I think that I think here's the thing. I think that match will be entertaining, but I don't know if it's going to be high scoring or low scoring. I thought Mainz and Hoffenheim would be high scoring, but they would like draw or something.
No, sir. They're going to cancel each other out.
Yeah, so that sounds like a 0-0 match. Wolfsburg are going to walk over first.
That shouldn't even be a match. If Wolfsburg ever lose this match, and you know what? It is so Wolfsburg to lose this match.
Exactly. It's very Wolfsburg. Frankfurt versus Stuttgart will be entertaining. We expect Frankfurt.
Yes, that's actually another one outside of the other Leverkusen, Dortmund, Leipzig, Bayern. That's actually a very good matchup. That's two clubs on the same level and the same plane, fighting for the same spot, and a very, very early matchup between the both of them could really help out deciding where each are going to finish in.
Here's a match that I fear to watch. Gladbach versus Armenia.
Oh, Arminia Belfry. Oh, yeah, because they know
Yeah.
say just like Wolfsburg too, we lose the match that too.
That's my problem. It is very Gladbach like to lose to this fucking team. And
Ah,
then
you know,
next,
beat Bayern and then lose
next
lose
week,
to the team with
exactly.
the 18.
Oh my god. Like it is very painful. It is nobody knows how painful that is to watch. To look world class against Bayern and then lose to the team them have fire early. Like you don't know how frustrating that is. So I don't want to fuck up my Sunday right before we start cook Sunday dinner 12:30. I don't want to go in on my Sunday dinner on a bad mood. So Gladbach, please and stress.
Okay, before.
No, we can't cook so early, brother.
In terms of the Premier League, though, yo, Leeds versus Liverpool on Sunday looks very nice. But
that's an entertaining.
Bielsa is probably going to get smashed.
I'm looking at 5-2.
Yeah, they're probably going to get smashed.
I'm looking at 5-3. He doesn't have a defense, so I'm looking at 5-3. But he always provides.
I think Van Dijk might be out because they're like a little ankle scare in the week, so I don't know if they're going to risk him. Alisson is out, I believe. Firmino is out as well. But like I said, Jota starts up top, and they actually play better at Jota up top than anything else. The problem is Bielsa never defense and Salah go to Salah teams. And yeah, so Leeds probably get smashed on Sunday.
Like I said, I'm looking at 5-3. I'm looking at 5-3 right now because
you look, you put it at 5-3, it's a 5-2 or 5-1.
No, I say 5-3 because like I said.
No, the reason why I say this could probably be a 5-1 is because that youngster that Liverpool has, I can't remember his name, but he played against us and he caused us a whole lot of problems.
Which one?
Fabinho can't play either.
Harvey
Elliott, yes.
Yeah,
he's going to cause Leeds a ton of problems.
Yeah, but like I said, Leeds.
But I just remember that Fabinho. I don't think Fabinho can start either. Wait, I have a Liverpool fan. I had the list of players who are.
Either way, Henderson. Either way, Henderson will be dropping on the midfield. I'll be like.
But man, Henderson, listen to me, man.
Who them normally take out as the defense, bring in as a defense midfield?
Yeah, Henderson, start not tired, not start nothing.
That's why I said.
Oh yes, so they will be with yes. So Fabinho is out, Alisson is out, Roberto is out. Low key, all right. This match will probably go. 5-3.
I've said it. I just said it here. I'm looking at 5.
No, Fabinho is going to be hell for Liverpool.
All right, Chelsea Villa. I haven't really looked into that because
I'm going to put on my Chelsea hat. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna say 4-0. Lukaku 2, Werner 2. That's the Chelsea fan talking. Realistically, though, 3-0. Who's scoring? And I can't tell you. But Lukaku will score 1 goal.
So your prediction.
So put your money on Lukaku to score 1 goal.
Which also announcement, quick announcement before the podcast, and we'll be starting our betting show maybe at the end of the month. Your prediction is that your fan prediction is 4-0. Your analyst prediction is 1 goal less.
No, 1 goal less.
That's
1 goal less.
That's such a great difference. That's such a great difference.
This Aston Villa team is not as good as the Aston Villa team before.
Of course,
they've made some very good
signings. A lot of change, but there have been a lot of change.
But it is the changes that they have made is what is going to work against them.
Yeah, the squad needs
they don't have Grealish. They don't have Grealish. Granted, they have our Jamaican style, Jamaican player.
Two different style of players. You have a wide player.
Two different style of players. But Villa's problem is not going forward. No, it's not going forward.
And they sold Bjorn Engels, their defender.
Their defense.
Yeah, they sold a centre back.
That is the problem.
They sold a centre back.
So, Tuchel, Villa is not breaking us.
Really signing a 30-odd-year-old fullback in Ashley Young didn't solve their defensive problems?
Again, Villa is not breaking us down. Villa is not breaking. They're not breaking us down. So. Bailey, you go get an introduction to the Premier League to show you what top 6 teams are like. Ollie Watkins, nothing else.
Wolves and
What
Watford
I
are gonna
want
be
to see,
Wolves and Watford are gonna be a goalless draw. Don't waste your time.
yeah, don't waste your time.
Brighton and Brentford may be a 2-2 draw. At least you'll be better.
Yeah, low key.
It will be a 2-2 draw. It will be a 2-2.
2-2 draw. No, because you are going now. We need
Wow,
Tony
no.
to start score. He's affecting my fantasy Premier League, and he kinda is in me. I'm putting faith in Tony, so I'm putting my money on Brentford to win that match.
Tony need for hurry up and change the nationality to Jamaica. Make it
You
official.
could do that.
Yes. Like he was supposed to be at the Gold Cup.
He need to win. And let us go back to the battle of the relegation fighters, Arsenal versus Norwich City. Now, this can go two ways, right?
That much just
This can go two ways. And if you're an
an
Arsenal fan, what I'm about to say,
my hurt.
you're not going to hurt you. But if Arsenal fails to beat Norwich,
Or at least look
if
good losing.
Arsenal loses, no, it no matter if them could have hit the post 10 times.
Mommy, like
Norwich
right,
keeper could have turned into prime Van der Sar, into prime Yashin, grew 8 legs or 8 hands, no matter how you want to put it. The centre backs in Norwich could have turned into Maldini and Baresi and Zambrata and Cannavaro. If Arsenal does not win that match, Arteta, leave. Just leave. When you do your post-match interview, just say, after this match, I'll be calling the board and I'll be handing in my resignation.
You sure? Because Norwich has like
They
signed Miller. Hey, hold on, they signed Miller.
That's why I said it can go both ways. Because Norwich has a good team and they've been playing good. They've just been getting smashed because they were so unfortunate that they got to play the big teams first.
Not only that, they didn't improve their defense. They didn't improve their defense. They improved their attack.
Norwich does that every single year. They don't improve their defense. So please.
No, they improve their attack. They always do.
Yeah, they just yes. So if you're an Arsenal fan, pray to the. If you are a religious person, pray to the gods. If you're a person that believes in superstitions, find all the lucky omens you can, because that match can get very ugly if Arsenal fails to win. And me putting the fan aside and the banter aside, I can see what Arteta wants. I can see the plan. But as Pep said in football, when Lampard got sacked, there is no plan in football. There is no process in football.
Results.
The only thing that matters in football is win. And if you are winning football games, you can do whatever it is you want. And he said, you feel I would be sitting here if I was losing football matches?
Hell no.
Granted, he probably would because he's Pep. But the point is, the only thing that guarantees you to stay at a club is winning football matches. And Chelsea fired Frank Lampard, who many will say is Chelsea's biggest ever legend. It's between him and John Terry.
Bro, if Mourinho can
get fired him.
Listen. If Mourinho, who's a double-time Champions League, can get fired from clubs, like, come on. Like
Mourinho, who is Chelsea's greatest ever coach. Chelsea's greatest ever manager. And still Chelsea's greatest ever manager. Because no other manager has won as much as he has.
Yeah, so when you really look at it, like, and some people may say that's Chelsea. But
a lot of persons, yes, but a lot of Arsenal fans are like, if Arteta was at Chelsea and gone through the door through the first couple months.
Long time. Brother, we fired Mourinho. And the team was and it was midway through the season and the team was at what, 10?
Yeah.
We didn't even give him a chance to turn it around. No, we just said, all right.
But we never give Lampard a chance to turn it around either.
Exactly.
We fire Di Matteo in September
And he won the
because we dropped out of
Champions
the
League
group
earlier.
stage or the
Exactly.
champion. We dropped out of the group stage and we fire him
And Di
in the
Matteo
first part of the season.
and Di Matteo used to be a starting right back for us when we had like Vialli and Gianfranco Zola. He was a part of that Italian bunch.
Yes. So at Arsenal, I can see what Arsenal wants, But the problem is Arsenal the club is rotten. From top to bottom, the club is rotten.
We're not the time to talk about it.
I know, but you still have to say, because right now, and a lot of Chelsea fans feel this way. We used to look at the London derby between us and Arsenal as a great match, great football match. When Arsenal beat us now, we're only upset because we're making a mid-table side beat us. We're not upset that our rivals beat us. No. We're upset because of mid-table team, because that's how we see them now.
Oh, so you treat them like Fulham now. You treat them like all these
Mario, when you talk to a lot of Chelsea fans overseas, they see Arsenal as how we see Fulham, how we see West Ham, how we see Crystal Palace. Why we make this little mid-table team beat we? Like, why we are losing this show of crap? That's how Arsenal is seen now. When 10 years ago, when we lose to Arsenal, we're furious. Because we just do our biggest rival one more match over we. But now it's just sad. But honestly, I want them to win that match. And I want them to win that match because I feel it's very unfair to Arteta. And I understand wanting to be a manager, but I felt like he took on a job that's just way too big for him. And he's not at a club where the owners are going to give him any support.
Our time to grow as a manager. I asked you this
are the time to grow. Yeah, like even if he gets the time to grow, Mario, if you're not going to give a manager the support systems he needs to be at success, nothing will come of it. Nothing will come. Klopp was given time to grow. Well, not grow, but Klopp was given the tools to succeed at Liverpool. Lampard had the tools to succeed at Chelsea. We were just not going to give him the time. Arteta don't have none of that.
You know, not the support system, not the time. All right, so let's get rid of the Arsenal thing now, because we have to wrap up this one. We've been way over our time. But let's just hold on. I needed to finish up some FM. I just wanted to talk about FM for 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes of FM talk. But before you start FM talk, I'm gonna shoehorn some stuff first. My Orlando Pirates play this Saturday against the Moroka Swallows. That's an easy win. And the big match in the African League for this weekend is Mamelodi Sundowns versus the Kaizer Chiefs. The legendary Kaizer Chiefs, who are the flagship club, one of the flagship clubs of African football overall, are playing against the Man City of Africa. Mamelodi Sundowns. Let me just shoehorn that in there. All right.
Man City Africa.
No, they are. They're one of the clubs in Africa that is being spent big on, and they've gained success from that. So we'll talk about that.
So it is that time of year again when our yearly football titles are out. FIFA is out in 2 weeks. And FM should be making their announcement very soon. I'm actually surprised they haven't announced it yet.
Exactly.
But off here, you said that you wanted me to talk about a couple of features I want to see from FM. Yeah. FM 21, although I've had it since September or October, whichever year, I had it before everybody else.
Leon is showing up. Leon is showing up because he's a beta tester again. Continue.
Alpha.
My apologies. All right, go ahead, continue.
I only have, and I won't even lie to you because I'm sitting at it, I have FM open right now. I will give you my hours for FM this year. And the reason I'm giving you my hours, the reason I'm giving my hours, right, is because I'm going to, it leads to what I want from them this year. I only have 373 hours in FM 21, right?
Yeah, in FM 90, hold on, give them some context. You've played every FM since what?
2013.
Yeah, like you've been like, it's a year.
Hold on, stop. FM20, I have 300 hours. Why I have 300 hours? Because of the match engine. The match engine was broken and strikers couldn't move, so I didn't play much. The
Yeah,
last
when,
FM that I played was FM 2019,
mhm.
1,000 hours. FM 18, 2,000 hours. FM 2017, 2,600 hours.
Yeah.
Right? That is my highest out of all of them. Now, the reason why I have, no, this gets my point. What I want from FM this year is to bring back the fun. And FM is the closest thing you will get to simulating football, but because of their pursuit for realism,
Yeah.
it has been a bit boring. Now, as a football purist, that is perfectly fine for me, right?
Yeah.
But as someone who wants to have fun, it's not fun. It's
The-
really not.
And
This
and
FM to me personally, and to a lot of persons who within my very close knit circle of FM players, we've had to give ourselves
new
almost impossible
challenges.
task
Yeah, new
to
challenges and
give
stuff.
something to keep us playing. And what I want to see is FM to give me more depth in some of the features that they have this year, like to go deeper into training, go deeper into the development stages of the youngsters. But I really want FM to go really deep into their tactical engine this year, because I feel that if FM can really give us that true in-depth tactics, then that will probably keep us playing more. But I think what SI should focus on is bring back, dial down the realism a little bit. I'm not saying that things should be out of proportion, right? But dial it down a little bit, and then let us have fun, because a lot of persons love FM 2017 because the attacking side of it was just super fun. Granted, defenders couldn't defend, that's why, but you could basically create something and just watch some of the best attacking football you've ever seen. Granted, if you wanted to be a Marino, then God help you, it depends on your one. But in FM21 right now, granted, in FM21, you can be a Klopp, you can be a Pep, you can be a Marino, you can be a Valverde. Hell, if you want to go as far back as Arriaga Sacchi, you can do that in FM21. So props to SI on that. Like I said, realism-wise, FM is the closest thing you will get to actual football simulation. And if you're a FIFA career mode fan and you want a proper career mode to play, just, yeah, you can't control the players of FM. You can score the goals yourself. But you want to know, one of the best feeling about FM is when you're playing and you're seeing something that you've created come to light. And you win the league, that feels nice. But you also know the frustration of watching a player miss a sitter.
And
And
that's one of
because
what
they
I'll
are
give us.
Champions League final.
That's the fun of FMN. It's the fact that you can't control the players. It's the fact that you can control everything leading up to that. You feel like an
But
actual
once you
god.
put them on the field,
Yeah, you feel like it gives you the feeling of a coach, where I
yes,
can
you are,
prepare
yes.
these guys. I can prepare these guys and put them in the best situation I think they can. But it's still up to them in a sense. That's the feeling that it gives you. Now, one for end of the podcast today, so we'll talk more about FM as they actually get announced and more of these games
Yeah,
come out.
when
We'll
yes,
update it
when SI actually does that, I'm I'm gonna try PES this year. I'm gonna pre-order FIFA.
Oh no,
Oh
we're
my
gonna review
god,
all of them this year. We're gonna review all of them.
my my
I'm even
wallet is
considering.
already
I
crying.
like no like mega. I'm going to buy all of them. Also, I might even go back to top money. Top 11, I should say. Top 11. I might even go
Oh,
back
but
to
there's
that.
a new football game coming out, and
What?
it's a competitive football title, so it's
Mhm.
only centered around esports. It's Ultimate Team, but your cosmetics that you buy are clothes and boots. They have the FIFA Pro license, so they can use player names. They just can't use club names or league names. They don't have that license.
Mm.
But they're coming in and they're marketing themselves as the ultra competitive version of FIFA,
All right,
where the
we'll
game is
review
not
them.
catered to the casuals, but
We'll
catered
review
to
them.
the skill level. But if one thing I know about studying game design, for any game to live and survive past a year or two, you're
Mm.
going to need to attract casuals because hardcore
Exactly.
players cannot keep a game alive.
No, they cannot. They cannot. They cannot. And
And
that's where we
just
have to
one
leave it
thing
today,
about
or else
EA.
we're gonna do it's
Oh,
definitely be up to 2 hours. Like yo, legit we're gone for about time. But I'm glad that we went over our time because it actually showed us like we're actually motivated to do the podcast a lot more than we were for the past couple of years. People will be seeing a lot more from us than here now. And you might
a
actually see
whole
our
lot more
faces by
content.
next. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more
A
content
whole
this
lot
year.
more content. We're working on the website this weekend. You're gonna be seeing articles soon. So there's a lot more to come. And not just from the live sports side of things, because there's something happening in the sports world that is not sitting right with me, And we need to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about some of
like
these things.
we'll do like the live sport like because this is just a 90th minute. This is just our like football podcast because we need to create a football specific one. But we still have our sports podcast and know that the NFL season is coming in. The UFC and much of the other fight leagues are going on. That I've been watching like Bellator,
Hey,
One
you know what I've been
Championship,
watching last? Know what I watched yesterday?
all that.
The tennis match.
Oh yeah, like I said, all of these things are coming back in. I've been watching even like motocross sports. And I really used to follow the X Games, but I've been getting into like motocross. Like I said, there's going to be a lot more this year from us at Live Sports overall, and a lot more for the 90th. But that's where I'll leave you guys for today.